Just because I stopped the video don't mean the work ends. Somebody might ask if I still get nervous. I do. Full time now in my business and all of those good things. So I'm super freaking excited right now because I just, well, I'm saying, look, I'm all over the place. So I'm getting some responses, some great responses and support. And if you message me telling me thank you about the last vlog and all of that same day, so then I'm doing this one. It's just like a part 2, if you will. So I'm getting a ton of just like well wishes and all of that, which I extremely appreciate, because there is always going to be some level of concern, some level of, you know, doubt that can try to creep in. And every time that doubt, even just a little bit, starts to creep in, or I might, or hey, I'd hope to. No, it's all about replacing it with the words of belief and affirmation and keeping a faith-filled vocabulary. And so that's not always been my strong suit or my strong point, but just kind of more walking in faith, in full faith. So with that being the case, your girl got a request for a proposal. So what I'm going to do is work on getting that created, because I have the website done, have the logo that was already done some weeks ago when I was working on things and getting that together, because I knew I wanted to create the business, so I went ahead and did that. So what I'm doing right now is making sure that I get this all squared away and that we will be good to go, and I'll submit this over to the potential client. And I have a call scheduled for tomorrow to another potential client, and then I have the project that was scheduled out for about September, so I'll follow up with that young lady, and another potential prospect that will be reaching out to. So some really good feedback, and just well wishes and support. So love is always appreciated, and so let's get to this. What's up, Entree fam? Welcome to officially day 1 being full-time employed. It's Saturday, it's raining, it's cold, it's icky outside, it's all the things that make for a wonderful day. You know, you just like to stay at home and chill. I've been grinding since I got home yesterday, and I've been able to get quite a bit of content out of what I've been producing thus far. So what I'm going to be doing now, I have a client call or a potential client call. So we'll be going through some things with the person that wants to hire me potentially for some video editing. So just going through that, have some pen and paper handy, as well as having next steps ready to go in the event that that person does want to hire me. But the thing is that when you're talking about doing client work, it doesn't kind of matter what it is or what it's about. If you know what their needs are, you still need to figure out, you just don't want to take like anybody. So you want to know, like, do they have concerns or questions that they have, and obviously address those. But then you also want to make sure that you know what their intent is for the content that they're trying to create and who they're trying to distribute it to. You know, are you the best person for the job, or not even necessarily the best, but can you meet their needs? You know, can you meet their needs? And just making sure you set the right expectations and all of that. And so when it comes to video editing, the biggest thing is like timing, communication, making sure you're conveying the message through the video that they want, and all of that. So I've already been able to look at some of their previous content and just do some research on just their brand and what they're interested in, and who they've been talking to. So just trying to figure out, is there going to be a new direction or something like that. So it's not just like saying yes to whomever, even though ideally you want good business and not just any person. But I think it'll be a good fit. So I'm curious to see how things will go on the call. So I'll catch up with you after that's done. So I checked out your YouTube channel because I know that's where you post, or you had posted some content, and you said you were having some inconsistency issues, but I know you're doing some Facebook videos. think I got everything that I need for me to go. Oh, this bag is a bit heavy. Make sure we are all zipped up. It's been a rainy day. How much you want to bet my wonderful podcast host forgot to order his stuff from Amazon? I bet you. Okay. Slide off. But since we get you, probably work.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. I lost me. I won. I beat it, Sarah. Sarah, I beat it. Freedom of speech and censorship. And as a podcast, I think it's only right that we discuss this because a podcast is 127,000% based on freedom of speech and our ability to share our opinions without censorship.
True.
Diana, I know you are...
don't got no censorship.
You have a strong opinion, and I know that you also read a lot and view a lot of opinions. So
You read a lot too. Both of y'all owe the library.
Ooh, we need to wrap it up. She hungry, y'all.
She angry.
I can neither confirm or deny if I do or do not owe the library any books at this current time, so mind it. Yes, as a content creator, as a person that is more freely spoken, I think it's a bunch of crap. I think people are too sensitive these days, and I think you should be allowed. You may not agree. Absolutely, you will not agree with everything of every which way of what you see or hear. But I do think people should be allowed to take a stance on their beliefs. If it is not deemed hateful, if it is not deemed something that is going to hurt somebody, it's not the fact that it's whether or not you offend someone. It's for you to be in control of your own feelings. Because if I control your emotions, I always get to decide how you feel. But if you are leading with just solely taking a stance on something and they feel all of a sudden it's going to be radical, I think we've ran into very dangerous territory to where I'm very concerned of what I can or cannot say because it may or may not allow me to get or do in these things, and people should not be pushed into a corner with what they're allowed to feel, think, or say.
Hey.
Hey, Mom.
How you doing?
Doing good.
What's your lecture?
I'm working on some other stuff. I finally got the one client to send me over the video footage that I told you about that I had pitched that had worked with Tony Robbins.
Yeah.